away from Winterbar. I once knew a girl down in Dawn, down in Dawn, down in Dawn, 6'10" and full of brawn, the girl from down in Dawn. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from girls in Dawn. I once knew a girl from Old Highgard, Old Highgard, Old Highgard. Those priestly robes made me so hard, the girl from Old Highgard. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from Old Highgard. I once knew a girl from the Marcher's Land, the Marcher's Land, the Marcher's Land. She finished me with just one hand, the girl from Marcher's Land. And now the Trods are calling me, they're calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from Marcher's Land. I once knew a girl in Urizen, Urizen, Urizen. I tell a lie 'cause I knew 10 girls in Urizen. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from Urizen. I once knew a girl in the league, in the league, in the league. My stamina she did fatigue, the girl from in the league. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from in the league. I once knew a girl in the Brass Coast, the Brass Coast, the Brass Coast. And she's the one who cost the most, the girl from the Brass Coast. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. Yes, now the Trods are calling me, away from the Brass Coast. I once knew a girl, she was an orc, was an orc, was an orc. When she was done, I couldn't walk, the girl who was an orc. And now the Trods are calling me, calling me, calling me. And now the Trods are calling me.
Hopefully this is all working. It's my fucking green screen. I hate all of this. That's a great start. Hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. My God, I don't know where I am at the moment. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't even know if you can hit. Yeah, that's all working. That's fine. We're here. We're gonna do this. Hi Dawn. I was just saying to Ollie that if Panda isn't watching this, I'm going to be pissed off. I've seen her already. I'm at home. I know. It's just, it's all this bit here. Let's see all the grainy stuff. It's horrible. I hate it. The lighting's all set up fine, but something's not working right. Maybe if I slide this across there. Nah. I'm here, God, yeah. Drink less weed. I'm not drinking. I haven't started drinking. I'm here. Yeah. So I love these. So reverse Q&As. This is something I invented. I didn't invent it, but I think it was an American talk show host invented it. But I brought it in. I definitely brought it into LARP. You know, so it's a me thing. I love doing these because it tests chat out more than anything. So I hope you've got some questions prepared, Ollie.
I've got a few.
That's fine.
Admittedly, I wasn't sure what to expect entirely.
No, neither have I. It's been a year since I've done this, so.
And also, full disclosure, Non-Panda has been doing an excellent job of answering my sort of like thought dump questions that I was coming out with. But I will ask you the same questions in some instances, purely to get your perspective. on some things, and just get a bigger idea of things.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, we won't do any. Don't start yet. Don't start yet.
Okay,
We're not.
no,
We're not
right.
there. Not yet. Don't. I was trying to think of something polite, but nothing there. Watching an Empire Twitch stream at 2 a.m. Western Australia time because I can't sleep. That is insanity. That is absolute insanity. The one lazy guy. But that's awesome though. So Western Australia. Do you do is it Concord LARP? I think it's Concord LARP, the Australian sort of like spin-off of Empire. So I need to talk. I need to get those people on chat because that's amazing. So. No, there is pomp and circumstance. Yes, yeah, very much like the coronation. I have to bore the shit out of people first. As you might tell, I'm definitely not a royalist, which is a shock, really. Considering, yeah, I do. I used to make the Concord crypto as well. DM me, you bastard. Sorry, that was really rude, but DM me, you bastard. Chuck me a message. I would love to chat to you about Concord. Would love to chat to you about Concord. That would be so cool. Really, really cool. But yeah, chuck me a message. We'd love to have you on. I'll get up early in the morning for you though. So you're not waking up at 2. Twitch or Discord? Discord. I still haven't sorted my Discord out. I don't know if you're in the Discord. If you're not, then I'll have to get one of my mods to bring in a invite from the actual Discord for you. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Have you on come and chat about that because I follow a lot of the Concord stuff because I would love to come over and play that. Right, so I'm going to start off with some bad news, some negativity to start off with because as to quote Matt, yeah, I'm already complaining about tech, so let's just keep the complaining. Let's keep the complaining going. So I'm receiving threats again. But this appears to be from other content creators groups now. So just to say, if you know people who are doing this sort of stuff, this is all OC, this is real world again. Yeah, so if you know people, just say, look, let's just keep everything friendly. Because if they come up to me, to my face and do this, I will break their legs. It's really easy. But yeah, so it seems to be that there's a lot of, I don't know, shit going on within the LARP tuber sphere at the moment. So don't know who it is. Don't really care. Just want them to stop because it's pathetic and childish, and it's about a game. Fucking say, grow up. So there's that. That's the downside. Good side, let's think of some good news. So the makeover stuff that I said I wouldn't do anymore, I'm going to do some for E3 because turn that one around. But it's going to be a very special one, and I'm very, very excited about this one. So yeah, I've turned the links off, hun. I'm sorry. I really should have fixed that. I've got to remember to do these things. Hey, Bolan. You can't just quit makeovers. No, I know I can't. I love doing them. It helps everybody out, which is great. But this one's going to help more people, I think. I'm not doing 5 people again because that was ridiculous. It's, yeah, so this is just 2 people, but it's going to be good stuff. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'm still sleeping most of the time as well, but I'm recovering. I'm doing well. Professional streamer. There we go. I told you. Ollie, I told you. I called it. But yeah, so we're here. We're going to do this. This will be a lot of fun. And we'll actually chat some good shit about LARP and have some fun. So, I don't know, Ollie, if you want to introduce yourself.
Sure.
To the hefty fam.
I'm that Ollie. Hi. Very, very, very also new to Empire in terms of before Non-Panda mentioned it, I guess 6-7 weeks ago. I wasn't really that familiar with it. I knew loosely that there was LARP events that happened in UK, but wasn't aware like something to this scale happened. And then I had another friend also sort of say, hey, you should try this out, and another person said you should try it out. So eventually I got ground down, and now here I am agreeing to do this. I'm very anxious and nervous about the whole affair. But yeah.
Nothing to be worried about. It's a weird one. Mental health is a big thing within my community, and about how mentioned there were thumb screws. Excellent, excellent, Panda. I approve of this message. It's yeah. So mental health is a big thing because everybody gets anxious. Everyone's nervous about doing it. Everyone I speak to who does this, when they get into the field and they see the size of it, it gets worse. But then as soon as they are sat down, it all goes. It's just like you've hit a wall and it's just gone. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. So you'll be fine. I mean that in the best possible way as well. You will be totally fine. Have you decided on what nation you're going into yet?
Yes.
Please don't say the one I think you're going to say.
It's Dawn.
Oh, it's better than the other one that I was thinking you were going to say.
What was the other one? What was the?
Brass Coast.
Oh, okay.
I thought Panda's influence might sort of. There's a lot of glory going on in chat at the moment. Yeah, that's good.
I had considered Wintermark. I felt maybe a bit too on the nose for me with the accents in Northern kind of reach a little bit. I was tempted with the marches, but eventually decided that I want to push the boat out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Dawn is so colourful. It's so very sort of explosive. It's very much out of my comfort zone. I like to kind of normally like dress quite dark and sort of be quite internal. So yeah, Dawn seems like a good chance for me to push the boat a little bit. I'm sorry, my cat has begun meowing again.
It's fine. It's fine. Everybody will now want to see the cat. I'm pretty certain of that. So
she'll no doubt make an appearance at some point.
yes.
But yes, Dawn is the
cat cam. You've lost. We've lost already. So the cat will turn up. I promise you, chat. I've already seen cat twice. So no. I want to see the baby. There she is.
This is Ajna.
Oh.
Hello.
There you go. Chat is very happy.
She's very noisy. I'm sorry. If I'm talking and not giving her attention, she has to be involved.
That's fine.
But yes, I've set on the Knight Errant. I've already got costume ideas. I've done a backstory. I'm quite excited.
Yeah.
Doing the usual hyper focusing, getting over involved, as it were. Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's the best way to be. Just it says, thanks Pete for subbing, because I think I saw that you were like stupid amount of months. Like 24 months, I think it was 2 years. Or something, 28 months. Don't know, can't remember. But thank you Pete for subbing, and Ryan as well for 24 months. Ryan, you're on a 24-month streak. Jesus. You're insane. Ryan's in my hall as well. He is one of the loveliest people ever. Don's a good shout. I think it's one of the I like to say to people is you find an aesthetic that you like that suits what you want to play, rather than you come up with something that you want to do and then you make an aesthetic fit it. God, my beard's a mess in it today. It's all over the shop. So yeah, so that's really, really good. So have you got any kit sorted for yourself at the moment? Have you got anything sorted for yourself?
So yes, I've bought a ton of fabric, a sewing machine. I'm learning how to sew just now. I bought a Messer LARP weapon, a belt, I think, and tent, sleeping bag, all the requirements. Yeah. I do have a habit of like just leaping in and be like, right, I have to get all the stuff, I have to get all the bits that I need.
Really
but I've stopped myself from getting plate mail and chain mail. I'm going to wait and try and be patient. More so because my bank balance has stopped that kind of.
Yeah, I feel your pain on that one. That sucks. Okay, well that's good though. I mean that you've jumped straight into it, because I know a lot of people who have turned up for their first event and they've just done the very, very bare minimum. So are you prepared for the weather though?
I'm not sure, admittedly. I tend to, being Scottish heritage, I explode in the smallest bit of heat and sun. So I'm not quite sure what to expect in June. So
Knowing
bit
Empire
nervous.
previously could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, but
So
hopefully I won't die. That's the kind of main goal, I think.
yeah, I think you'll be fine. The good thing as well is that there's a lot of people. Um, Don says if you paddled near Largs, you'll be fine with the cold. So I think yeah, as long as you've got like the base layers sorted, you'll be totally fine. And when it comes to the heat, it's as long as you've bought yourself a water bottle or something like that, and you're staying hydrated, you're totally fine. Uh, Ben's gone straight to the extreme. There's a medical tent on site.
Hopefully I
Okay.
won't need that, but it's good to know, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if you do die, they're professional about it. Wonderful. That's brilliant. Oh, 10 points to Ben. Oh no, that's a Harry Potter reference. Sorry, everyone. I shouldn't have said that. She can go fuck herself. Um, but yeah, no, yeah, it is there. I mean, it's a very, very professional setup. They do look after everybody. Um, so yeah, you'll be totally fine. Dawn has got a really good setup as well. So if you need any help, there are a lot of people there who do want to help everybody and who do want to support everybody. So and I'm sure Panda will be able to introduce you to well people like so Dawn. Funnily enough, is in Dawn,
Mm.
um, and she's lovely and she helps people as well. So plenty of warnings to shelter from sun/rain. Sometimes it's both. So it's yeah. So last year was a weird one because it was glorious sunshine and hot at every single event. Apart well, then we had the last one we had like all the rain in 20 minutes, and that was I've got a video of that, which was it's just crazy, absolutely crazy that amount of rain in that short a time. But yeah, you'll get everything sorted. So you're camping OC,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then coming in. That's cool. Have you been introduced to any other members of Dawn at all?
Well, I used to do Hema Longsword, and I've actually done that with a couple of them.
Mm.
Um, I don't want to dox them on air. I don't know how a couple of the names being shared, but they seem to do a lot of sword training in Glory Square, I believe is the name was given to me.
Well, that name's debatable.
Okay.
I refer to it as something completely different. It's got glory in it. But yeah, as you can probably imagine, what I call it. But yeah, you got the glory square, which has been, I think it's been made a little bit smaller now, but it's got loads of flags and it's really well lit. It looks fantastic, to be honest. So you've got, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in Dawn who do. There's a lot of reenactors there. So, um, McBale, thank you. 26 months. That's crazy. New Dawn player, always welcome at Descendra's tent. There you go. So this is
Thank you very much for that.
so this is where we nearly got a hype train going. Freaky Friar subbed 4 months, 4 month streak. Thank you so much. There are a lot of people who you'll be introduced to who will now message you on the Discord just to say, yeah, we've got this group. We're at this group in Dawn. There you go. Welcome at the Tamerlane tent too. So that's Dawn's group. So that'll be one worth to know. But I know Panda will take you and introduce you to Dawn. Well worth knowing. So there's loads of people. And to be honest, obviously with your new Max as well, so his group is there too in Dawn. So there's a lot of stuff there. Hot coffee and cake always to be found in Weaver's Rest. I'll set him a quest. Jesus, everyone's too nice. Just calm it down, you bastards. How dare
Thank you so
you?
much. It's much appreciated, definitely.
Do you feel better knowing that these sorts of people are going to be like this is what you'll be surrounded by in the field? Not a cat's ass, but you'll
That's
be surrounded
definitely
by these
preferable.
sorts. Ah, that's great. So you've got yourself some kit. You got yourself. Did you say you got yourself a weapon as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Was it a longsword you got yourself?
No, actually.
Ooh.
So first of all, I was tempted to get the longsword initially. but I wanted to kind of again step away from the comfort a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've gone for a messer blade. It's a big knife essentially.
Okay.
Popular tool amongst the peasants in sort of medieval Germany times. So yeah,
Yeah.
it looks quite good. That should hopefully arrive this week at some point.
That's cool. There are plenty of people in Dawn that loan kit too. Yeah. So if you are missing out on many bits and bobs, there will be people around who will just say, "Oh, here you go. You can borrow this." E1 was my first ever LARP and felt welcomed. That's awesome. I love to hear that. This is a thing for me. I love to hear people's stories. I want to hear. So, I'm going to say to you I was going to say to you at the end, but I'll say it now. So after the event, you have to come back on just to tell me how it all went, and basically we'll work through the entirety of that first event because it's going to blow your mind, and I'm not even like sugarcoating it. It's going to blow your mind. Oh.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
There. Sorry,
I
I
thought,
must have lost you. You lost me. You wanted to.
yeah, I said it's going to blow your mind, and then everything froze. I was just like, oh, excellent. Ben said you are now contractually obligated to return after your first event. You're not. I mean, obviously, if someone hated their first event and they just say, look, I don't want anything to do with it, I'm not going to force them to come back on.
Yeah, that'd be a very awkward
That would
stream.
be. Yeah, that would be bad. So I had one guy who came back on after his first event. This is when I first started doing all of this, and I said, "Oh, did we bump into each other at all?" And he was just like, "Yeah." So apparently, I insulted him, threatened him, assaulted him, and had to pay a fine as well. That
Wow.
was his first interaction with me in character. It was great. Not that character anymore, but it's still likely to happen. But yeah, so there are a lot of people. They have people loan kit out and any weapon. So if you find that you're not getting on with a long knife and something like that, there will be people. I mean, you're more than welcome to come over and find me in Wintermark, and just if we've got spare weapons that you want to use or something, then you can. PD will let you change your skills and everything as well for your character. After your first event as well, or to be honest, they got the computers there. They'll let you do it during. So it's all good. It's all trying to help people find the sort of game that they want. Not a member of Dawn. Seem to spend 90% of my life down there though. Brilliant nation, really welcoming. If you see the bright blue highborn wandering around, feel free to say hi. So that's McBale Jr. So he's in Highguard. We'll do a good bean tour of Anvil, says Panda. That's good. That's good. So yeah, so you've got all the basics sorted. You've got your tent sorted, somewhere to sleep. I'd say if you think you've bought enough blankets for the night, bring about another 7. Especially if the last event was anything to go by, because that was crazy. That was just plain crazy talk. So yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff to get sorted. But do you do walking? How are you with walking?
I mean, I can do it.
Wow.
As to whether I can do it sustained for long periods of time is a different story. For see if it lasts long enough, I guess. But hopefully, it'll be okay.
Because it's quite a big site, so it takes about 20 minutes to walk from one corner to the other. So it's so you do a lot of steps, basically. Thank you for the bits, Freaky Fryer. 300 bits. It's awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's all good. Just trying to think of any little bits of advice as well, because I'd recommend like one of those little like £2 torches that you can get.
So I picked up this thing, and we were discussing it last night, Non-Pand and I. I'm not sure if it's a bit too futuristic, given the setup, or if it's good enough. But it's a very bright light, and it costs like £7.
That's nice. I do like that. Get yourself find a stick or something, a little walking stick, and you can just attach it to the top of it.
There we go.
As well, stuff like that. But yeah, that'll be fine. That'd be fine. It's just that because obviously where you're in the middle of the field at night, it gets very dark. So you don't. Last thing is walking into guys and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, McBarrow Jr. and Ben, no, I'm not even mentioning it. Keep it to yourselves. Really, keep it to yourself. I mean, considering I'm wearing, so everyone talks about socks. We're going sock shopping. Oh, for fuck's sake, Panda. So this is the latest T-shirt that we've got. So Hefty built-on socks. It was a running joke. It's actually a thing. Make sure you got plenty of socks. Really,
Okay.
it's a serious thing. I wish I was joking. I really wish I was joking, but I'm not. Built-on socks. Yes, what the wife said. 17 pairs of socks minimum must be worn each day, 2 of which must be on your hands. That's
It's a lot of socks, but I'll try.
That's
I'll do what I can to.
it's a simple because if your feet get wet in any way, shape, or form, oh my god, meat socks. I'm just going to ignore chat for a while. I'll leave them to it. So if your feet get wet in any way, shape, or form, when you get back to your tent, change your socks. When you get into bed, take socks off. When you get up in the morning, clean. It's just clean socks constantly, because you're not going to sleep at night with wet feet. You're not going to be comfortable during the day. And the worst thing is, I wish this wasn't true. I'm aware of people who have caught trench foot, who have had trench foot after an event. So it's definitely remember to change your socks. I'd recommend 2 towels as well. So when you get into bed, dry your feet off. Because last event, I was my own worst enemy at the last event. So I got into bed, I didn't change my socks, so I had wet feet, and it was fucking freezing. And so I was just lying there. I was just like, I'm not sleeping, I can't sleep. And then I realised it's just like, you just don't think of these things. And it's like, it's my socks. So just lying there, right, changed my socks, took the socks off, and then I just immediately warmed up. Literally like 5 minutes later, I was so warm and toasty. It was great. Not so much for the wife, she froze, but I was toasty warm. Yeah, so Matt says, meal times are sock changing times. Having separate bed socks is big brain energy. Yeah, it's the simple things like that. So it's your warmth, keeping your core warm especially, is big and clever. So, chat, are we done with socks now? Can I please move on from socks? Are we done with socks? Do you want to get socks out your system? Never. Right. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. So, yeah. So that's all good. But I'd recommend a couple of so a hot water bottle and hand warmers in pockets, things like that. These are all sensible things. So yeah, a decent pillow as well, a decent airbed, just the layers, the protection, because if you aren't sleeping at night, you're going to be miserable during the day, and you need that. So like I was saying before we came live, it's like mental health is it's a big thing. You need to keep yourself going. If you aren't comfortable, I recommend. So GM Nightbear, this guy called Pete. He is an absolute legend. He's in Brass Coast. He has he's like basically built an entire tent made out of pillows. There's loads. So basically, yeah, if you are struggling, I know Pete has just in your Discord now. Be afraid, wonderful stuff. That's awesome. I look forward to chatting to you. So yeah, he is a good person to know. So I'm sure Panda will introduce you to him. He looks after people. Bone says fisherman's bed is an easy way to get off the floor as well. Elm eye drops was very nice after sitting by a fire for hours. Yeah, it's funny story. Well, I find it hilarious anyway. So where we are in Wintermark, we've got the Rowdy Raven, we've got the pub and our hall, and on the other side of the road, you have Hurst Hall. They've got their gazebo thing, and they have their fire pit underneath it. They didn't use dry logs on the fire, so we were sat there watching this gazebo filling up with smoke, and then it got to a point where we couldn't see them anymore because there was so much smoke over there. and they were just like, I remember turning, I think it might have been to Panda actually, saying I can't see them anymore, and they'd all come over to us. It turns out they'd left their fire, and
Right.
they'd come over to our fire. So yeah, smoke will follow you wherever you go. It's just a thing. Jessica, about hand warmers. Thinking that's hand warmers. I keep one in my cleavage at cold events.
I don't think that'll work for me, but I'll
It
I'll
would
take it
work
on
for
board.
me.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, it would work for me. I was wondering if you're going to bring this up. The wet socks happening to you again. The sock expert talking from experience. Best. Thank you, Steph. So Matt said, Gibby pro tip: juice box first thing in the morning before anything. That way you hydrate first thing and it makes your breath feel less gross. There you go. So Matt is, I can't remember if it's Scouts. I think it's Scouts. I think he's a Scout leader.
Okay.
So when I first met him, he get you into a elite corseted dress and you can turn anything into cleavage. Look. We did not last year but the year before. We did a walk. Yep, Scouts dib. For a guy in the community called George, who passed away from cancer. He was only 21, and we climbed Snowdon. I'd never met Matt before, and he said, yeah, he'd come along and do it. And he turned up and met everybody for the first time that day, and then climbed Snowdon with us. Guy's a legend, absolute legend. I wouldn't have done that. I'm amazed I got up to the top of Snowdon, to be honest. Have you got a cloak sorted for yourself? That's a good
I have
question.
not yet. No.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Nice, you're tiny.
Yes.
Excellent. I probably have a spare one for you that you can
Okay.
borrow. It's fairly thick, and it's got like a fur mantle on it as well. So it'd be black, and yeah, so you're more than welcome to borrow it.
That's a
Um,
wonderful offer. Thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah, it's. I think we got three. So I've got my one. Helen's got her one, and this belongs to a mate of mine called Josh. But he's just had a baby. We had a baby last year, so I don't think he's coming at all this year now.
Okay.
So I look after his cloak for him, and I lend it out to people because it's better to do that than let it go to waste.
Yeah.
First time I met Steve, it was cottaging in Wales. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much. But yeah, so that's good. So at least that will keep you warm and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure that there'll be groups out there who will try to indoctrinate you into their group, and so you'll have places to sit, fires to sit by, and stuff like that. But more often than not, all these groups are very, very friendly, and they'll invite you over. And that's so because you get to do the wonderful thing that I still try on occasion to pass myself off as a new player. You get to go up to people and say, "Hi, I'm new to Anvil," and they give you a lot of leeway, and they explain things to you more, and things like that. I get told to fuck off, basically, which is annoying. So I still get kicked out of the new player skirmish that I always want to go on, which isn't fun. I'd recommend you do all the new player stuff that PD sets up because they are great. So have you got any? So what are your questions that you've got for chat? Give us a question for chat.
Uh,
This is
we've
very
gone.
hit and miss. This
Sorry.
might work
Yeah.
really well, or this will be an absolute clusterfuck. Either way, it'll be hilarious to watch.
Well, I've got like a range. Some are more kind of based on your experiences, and some are more about the game itself.
Mhm.
The first one I was kind of keen to know about was for you yourself when you first, like, how did you first find out about Empire, and how did you then subsequently get into Empire? Like, did you know people? Did you just turn up, and how did you approach that?
Um, so a decade ago, when Empire first started, um, they ran a game called before that they ran a game called Maelstrom, and I turned up to play that, and that was my very first proper LARP Fest system. and it was the worst experience of my life. I hated it with an absolute passion. And my friends, so Bez just said, a friend told me about Steve, then Steve made me want to come. Excellent. So they shut Maelstrom down because it sort of run its course, and they came up with Empire. And a friend of mine messaged just to say, look, we're all going to go and try this Empire game that they're making. Did you want to come along? And I was just like, oh, I don't know. And there's just like, look, we know you're going through stuff. We know money's tight and all of this. So basically it was a case of, we'll buy your ticket, we'll kit you out, we'll give you food and all of this sort of stuff. And it was great. I then turned up, I went to their meeting, and we all went to the very first event. And it was insanely good. I was hooked immediately. Because I wasn't really into the real high fantasy stuff. So this was Empires is quite low fantasy, and that was it for me. I had to come back to every event ever since. So for me, yeah, E1 year one, yeah, I've been going to. Oh God, chat. Let's go back up. Dawn says, 10 years ago, Empire started after the end of Maelstrom, and my husband's friend told him to try it out. I said no because I'd never camped before. But then in 2017, he coached me along to an indoor player event, and I agreed to try E1 that year. Rest is history. Awesome. That's a good one. So for Matt, Mark Humes' YouTube videos. So they did 3 Men Go LARPing. They're very good videos. So Tabletop Weekly, Mark Humes, and Hat Films, all parts. So they're all part of the Yogscast at the time. They put these videos out. Kind of what inspired me in a way. So I've got so much to thank Mark Humes for, to be honest. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met my wife. Basically, so because she watched one of this video that he put out, and then she turned up because she was a huge Hat Films fan, and then I bumped into her and helped her like get set up and got into the group and did things, and then that was it. Became friends, started talking, dating, and then got married last year.
That's very adorable. Congratulations.
I think she tolerates me more than most. It's so yeah, it's really, really cool. But yeah, they do a lot of things like that. We are very adorable. Thank you, hun. So hey, Debbie Harry, welcome. So Debbie Harry, who is in Brass Coast as well. They are wonderful, but definitely one of the good people out there. So yeah, so that's what got me into it, and I've got a lot of like firsts within the game, and that. So I hold a record for most player murders as well, which I'm very proud of. So I mean, playing a psycho for like 9 years. Your cat's going mental.
Yeah, she's got hold of something
That was awesome.
that I don't think she should have got hold of, and that's now entertaining her. So yeah,
Wonderful.
at least you're not meowing in my ear, which is a good.
This is true.
Step up.
This is true. So yeah, so Empire's been a very different kettle of fish for everybody who turns up. More often than not, it is through a friend, I think. But then you get the odd person who's turned up just because they've watched someone, they've watched a video, they've watched someone stream about it, and that helps a lot. So hey, 8 months, Debbie. Crazy fool. So there's a lot of stuff that gets a lot of people involved in it, and I think people turning up alone isn't too scary once you're there. Yeah, Ryan did well. He had all of us there, so we all supported him, and he had I think he had a 5-meter bell tent to himself. I was so jealous.
Very impressive.
Jealous. Yeah, it was great, and he had a massive inflatable sofa thing that he covered in a throw to sit on as well. He's living the lap of luxury. He really was. But yeah, so that was how I got started, and how a few people in chat all got started as well. So that it's, but turning up just to do the thing on your own. So we had a couple of American U.S. Marines turn up. They'd heard about it. They turned up. They went and bought the kit that they needed on site, and then that was then done. And they had a great time. I still speak. They've only been once, but I still speak to them away from everything. So even though one of them has become now a very, very right wing, out there evangelical Christian type preacher person, massive gun nut. It's
Yikes,
so
forever.
massive tangent there, but still, anyway, it still stands. No, this person is friends with. So this is Ollie, who is friends with Panda, and sounds as good. My 7-meter pavilion tent with a 4-poster bed. That's just insanity. That's just crazy. Oh my god, yeah, you put. So Rampant Wolf put in loads of pictures into the Discord and their setup is insane. It's absolutely crazy. But no, Debbie. So this is Ollie, and he's friends with Panda, and he is joining Dawn. But he will be. I know he'll be introduced to a lot of the good people in Brass Coast to start off with, because obviously that's boo. Could be worse. It could have been High Guard. So, yeah. So, yeah. So that's about it really for how we all got started and been hooked ever since.
Well, I've got a follow-on question from that, which bridges into the in-character universe. One of the things, obviously, that Empire's got a very rich lore. It's huge. There's so much going on, and even that's excluding the sort of the updates of each event. I've been reading back through some of them. I mean, it's a lot. How did you? And this is obviously an open question. How did you all approach creating a character in that universe? Like, did you just go through everything and sort of think, well, actually, this worked? I mean, we mentioned earlier on about not going in with sort of preconceived idea and trying to sort of be more explorative. But the world's huge. And even like once I narrowed it into Dawn, I was still like, whereabouts in Dawn is my character from? Whereabouts, what have they done? And it's so much to go through.
Yeah, there's a lot. So Ryan's just said memorize all of it. I'm
That's not going to happen. I'll
I'm
try. It's not
I'm
going to
pretty
happen.
sure Ryan's got an eidetic memory. He knows everything. While the Brass Coast is the best coast, we are finding the fact that not everyone is cool enough for Rainbow Jingle Squad. Is that what you call yourselves, Rainbow Jingle Squad? Okay, if that's what you want. I was joining friends, so I created something that I could add garnish onto as I settled into the game. I picked a place and then learnt about the recent history of that place, i.e. Inga was born and she's just super mad about Summer Suak. No, so I looked at what they were already doing well and what they didn't have. Pajama armour. See, that's a better way to describe the Brass Coast. I like that. I went very simple so I could mould it in the field. Worked well, kept my ear out for things that could affect me. Serious answer for your brief thing you're interested in. The search function is about good enough. You could learn everything about that brief slash thing slash subject. I knew there was a wiki when I started. I ignored it massively. I couldn't be bothered with that shit. I thought I was going to turn up for one event and then leave. I had an idea for a character in my mind. I had just watched 300, and I wanted to play like the lieutenant role. So not Leonidas. I wanted to play his second, the guy whose son was killed. So sort of like the advisor, the support, the sergeant, if you will. That was the role I wanted to play, and I put a pin on the map of Weirmore, then built the story in my mind. that I can picture and self-believe, put clothes on, then become that person. That's a good way of doing it. I find that I need like an idea. There was a meme going around a year or so ago where it was talk all around LARP and tabletop characters, and it's like, which 4 people? Oh, Derry, gifting 10 tier 1 subs to everybody. There we go. Thank you so much. Well, at least you're top of the list again, though. My people need me. Love you too. Also, being a bit unaware of the world beyond your village is very valid. The Empire is big, and you might not have explored it very much. Yeah, so I like the 4 meme thing. So that people pick like 4. So I like this character is going to be part of what I want to do. This character is this sort of. So you get like 4 big personalities there, and that seems to have worked quite well. So my first character was very shit, really. It wasn't great, and I didn't really flesh him out that much. He got executed at the end of my first year. So he got accused of murder, which he definitely did not do, which was weird considering the amount of people I have killed. But yeah, my first character was a decent guy and yeah, didn't kill anybody. So he went off and did his thing, and he didn't come back from a battle, and that was it. But I had that one person in mind, and then I came up with Mac, so my second character. Just meant to be a throwaway character, so I came up with just weird shit. So the inspirations for Mac were like Spike Milligan, Rollo from Vikings, Hudson from Aliens. I can't remember the 4th one. I got a picture of it somewhere. I can't remember the 4th one, but just not taking things seriously or insane.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my idea. I was like, I want to play something like this. And then my friends all had this group called the 2 Feet in Navarre, and we thought we're going to play a group that's going to be an aliens character. We're all shocked. I know, Bolam. I know. It's a shock for everybody involved. But Dawn's just reiterated as well the whole I'm new to Anvil thing. That is a big thing. That is a huge saviour for new players. So that will help balance out not knowing everything, and people will want to tell you stuff. This is the issue with LARPers. You can't shut them up, obviously. So, yeah, so they came up with this idea of really bad Irish accents. So the Irish accent, and it's so bad no one can take you seriously. And even like the Irish people who I speak to in character, I still do the Irish accent now, and they just sort of stare at me. And it's just like, it's fucking awful, mate. And it's like, I know. And it's like, okay, carry on. No one cares. So we had all of that, and I played Mac for like 9 years, and yeah, just taking the piss out of everything, didn't take anything seriously, and it was just a lot of fun. And because that's the main thing. That's something I will always say. You need to have fun doing what you're doing. My current character got built in about 10 minutes after a skirmish went terribly. Based him off of the mindset of a super jaded veteran who's just had totally enough. Yeah, see, that's a good way to be. You want to go in and just like dislike everybody. I love that. I really like that. That's a great idea. So, yeah, those sorts of things. I think Pinterest helps as well. And I know a lot of people put their Pinterests out there, and they are crazy big. Some of them, absolutely crazy big. But your character can be as big or as little, as in depth or as one-dimensional as you want. Because I guarantee you that when you are starting off, it changes. It all changes very, very quickly. And you flesh your character out very quickly. So it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. So you're going with one idea, and it will change, because you'll find something that's more comfortable for you. Hey Mochi, hope you're good. So, yeah, there's a lot of So that's basically where a lot of people started. I mean, you get reputations built as well in character too. No orphan backstory survives first contact with the field. This is true. This is true. So me and my friend Kit, when I turned up as Mac, my introduction into the field was bringing a cake with me because we wanted to be JD and his brother from Scrubs. So literally, I turned up with a cake, presented it to him, and he goes, "Oh, who died?" I was just like, "Oh, Dad's dead." It's like, shit. Turns out Dad wasn't dead. So that changed. So it all happens like that, and it's just fun. That's my big thing. Have fun. Don't turn up and do something in game that you think, oh, this might make things a little bit miserable. If it is, just don't do it. Have fun. There are players out there who love the misery. Don't get me wrong. They want that sort of dramatic role play and the whole, oh no, woe is me. I'm more to turn up and go, you what? Fuck off. I really don't care. You go that way. Take your drama. Go and see the person over there that cares. See this area with nothing in it? That's how many fucks I give. So, yeah, so Beth loves the drama. She really does. Losing 2 family members 2 events in a row was rough to roleplay. Yeah, so my character Mac was Beth's dad.
Right.
And that was brutal to roleplay out. That was. She hates me in character so much. It was great. I love pursuing the weirdest random stuff I can come across. Brings me joy. See, Wook's got... that's perfect. I love it. The thing I love to say is always say yes. If someone goes, oh, do you want to come and do this? Yeah. Just go off and do it. There was a great book that inspired a film. Have you heard of Danny Wallace?
I have not, no.
He's a British journalist / comedian, and he wrote a book called Yes Man, where for a whole year he said yes to everything. It got him the job he's in now, which is a really good job. And he's met his other half doing that way. He moved doing that way. It landed him in a lot of debt to start off with, but he just said yes to literally everything. And the book's so good. It is so good. Then they turned it into I think it was a Jim Carrey film.
It rings a bell,
yeah,
vaguely.
He did a lot of stuff, and it's really, really good. So that's the sort of adage I like to say to people. Unless it's an undermanned skirmish to go and fight Druge, tell him to do one. Yep, there is that too. Yeah, don't go into stuff if it's but you'll find that one out. So there's a lot of stuff like that, which is good fun to get involved with. But when you are sort of being adopted by a group, because you'll find that happens quite quickly. Because I don't think Dawn do it actually. I'm not too sure. A lot of nations do like this big introduction thing, and they'll say, all right, if you're new, come and just wave. And you'll suddenly find that you've got all of these. They're like sharks in the water. They will just sort of like they'll just move on you. And it's quite a fun experience because you just get involved in stuff. You have an idea, I want to do this. Also a reminder, Empire loves to bring best laid plans to ruin. Still remember my first event, joined Wintermark, baked 8 tins of cake to sale, died in my first battle. Yeah, it does that a lot. No intro in Dawn. Yeah, I didn't think they did. So like Wintermark, you get a moo. In Navarre, you get you get a standing. In League, you get most of the nations. You'll get like a big. This is stuff that's going on, and that. But in Dawn, obviously they don't. So, but when Panda introduces you to people, then yeah, you'll know people to go off and see. And to be honest, you got Ben, who's in chat as well. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, in Dawn, just turn up, just come to the moot. To be honest, I reckon if you turned up to Navarre and went into the standing there, you could just when they just say who's new, you could just go and stand in the middle. They go, "Are you in Dawn?" Just go, "Yeah, but I'm new." They go,
New
"Fair
to
enough."
Anvil.
Yeah, need to have. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, that'll be fine. And then they'll, yeah, and just wave. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. So I think that'd be really funny. Actually, I'd pay to see that. I might do that myself next event. Just see if I can. Yeah. Um, in Varushka you get trashed, and Navarre you get hammered. Yeah. So new to Havel got lost on the way to the Dawn camp. Exactly, Matt. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's wonderful. Oh, yeah. So you have to do that now. You've got to go to
Okay.
Navarre instead and introduce yourself as a new player there. That's fantastic. That's phenomenal. Um, so yeah, so that's a good way of getting started as well. Go up to people's fires as well. So obviously in
Mhm.
Dawn where they don't, go up to people's fires and just, do you mind if I sit down? And just say, I'm new to Anvil. Can I sit down for 5? Because they will talk to you. They will talk at you as
Mhm.
well. So you can switch off if you choose to. So you'll have all of that fun, but you'll also they will they'll say stuff that they do, and it might strike a nerve with you. So you can then say, "Oh, that sounds interesting," and you can get involved, and you might find that you're getting involved with people to do more stuff like that. Um, you've also got someone says a good piece of advice is to have an opinion on something as well. So they put out these wins before every event. So wins of fortune. Ask about their father's sword. Ignore Panda. Ignore Panda. Don't do what she says. She's obviously drunk. Um, I joined my hall people I had never spoke to by asking to sit by their fire on the first night. Great method. Yeah, it works for a lot of people. Just ignore Panda. She very very drunk, I reckon. Um, yeah, so you will find that a lot of people will just they want you to be involved. They want to
Mhm.
help you out and stuff. I wouldn't recommend going to like the really big groups because they'll be involved in so much stuff that a lot of them just they'll be like, yeah, you can sit here, but you'll be sat there on your own
Yeah.
as well, which isn't fun for anyone. So yeah, go and find one of the smaller ones. I reckon, um, and that would be good too. See, I can't believe Dawn don't do an intro. That just seems really weird to me.
I'll just do my own intro. I'll just form a little space for myself and be like, well, who's new? Me.
Yeah, just yeah, shout that
See what
out.
happens.
Yeah, who's new? Me. Okay, right. Let's all have a chat over here. Just do that. Yeah, start up the new player intro. Do it. Yeah, really, really do it. I mean, I'm bullshit enough. I'll come along. I don't go to Moot. I don't go to the intros anymore. I don't do it. I've been there so long. It's just like I know what's going on. I don't care. But I'll go. I'd come along to Dawn. I mean, especially if we went up to Navarre to just gate crash their one. I'd turn up to that. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, if you're gonna do that in Dawn, I would definitely. Oh yeah, they do a big new player meet as well, where they explain a lot of the rules and stuff. So that they're really really good. Um, but yeah, take over the square. Fuck the system. That's from Matt. That's a really good idea. Yeah, just they don't do anything because I don't even know how they do it. Just walk around, just like who's new. Everybody who's new, come to the square and just stuff. Yeah, just do that. Fuck them all. Because yeah, it's a good way of being welcoming as well. That's fantastic. Um, there's a lot of dawn mocking going on at the moment. I can get behind that. It's normally high guard from me, but I'm developing a soft spot for high guard at the moment. So because so a little bit of plot that I'm involved in at the moment. I don't mind people knowing this. Is that I'm becoming I mock Dawn all the time. I know, I know. I mock most nations. Let's be honest here, Beth. Um, I'm going to be allowed. I'm well. I want to go and become a god botherer, literally God, who created everything. There is God in the system, but he is abandoned, or they have abandoned us, and I want to know why. And Highguard are in the process of wanting to find out where they are as well to ask them a question, and I want to go and batter them. Not high guard. I want to go and find God and have a word, because that would just be hilarious. That sounds like a lot of fun to do. So that should be good. That should be good. So also chat if you have any questions for Ollie as well. Just feel free. Go ham. So right. So what's next on your list?
So this is we kind of touched upon this with the sock discussion. But is there any particular one thing that you did by like accident or intention, but it was a bad idea on your first event where you thought, actually, I should never done that. There should be a warning not to do this thing. It's a very vague question. I apologize, but
Shut up, Bale. No one said socks. Fuck off. No, not for me. For me, not really. Oh my god, all the sock emojis. This is why we can't have nice things. I did. Beth was too cold. I can talk about other people's. I dropped my debit card between the floorboards of the forge. Don't reckon. I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy. I heard about that. I didn't realise that was you, Jess. So she dropped her debit card in between the floorboards of the forge. Yeah, so yeah, not getting that back for a very long time until we move site. It's E1 and I was way too cold. Yeah, so I can speak of. I know from other people's experiences of stuff that they don't, that they regret. So I know one person in the Brass Coast. She turned up to the first event. It was freezing cold and she was wearing nothing but linen. It got to a point where she came over to our fire because she's friends with my wife, and we sat, and she was sat there, and she was she was getting she was gonna end up with hypothermia. So I remember walking her up to the medical tent, and I mean I'm a walking furnace. I pump out so much heat, and so she was under my cloak, sort of wrapped around her, and like frog marching her up to the medical tent, and so she stayed there with my cloak and in front of all their heaters as well to try to get warm. So I'd recommend always be prepared for all of that sort of stuff. Don't assume you can't run, stand or compete for anything, including titles. Yeah, if you want to be general, go for it. You want to be a senator, go for it. You want to do anything, go for it. You might not win, just don't let it get you down. Because there are a lot of people who have been who are looking to become said positions, and they've been politicking at it for a year and a half or so. So they're going to be in a much better position, but it happens. Don't sprain your ankle before timing even starts. Yeah, so Beth went on the new player fight, and just fell over immediately and sprained her ankle. I think 2 minutes in. Great.
Yes, ouch.
Oh yeah, but we had such a good laugh at her expense. That's just a good tip. I am gay. Is it okay? Yeah, that's totally fine. What are you afraid of most in attending your first game? Oh, that's a good question for you.
I mean, for me, the biggest one is more. It's a huge event. There's lots of people who all know each other and have been, in some cases, role playing together for many years. And although I know a couple of people around it, I still largely go into this fresh, unknowing, unsure.
Yeah.
And that's quite an anxious thing to sort of consider. So I guess really it's just hoping that I can kind of fit in, and that that I can sort of meet people, get involved, and not feel pushed aside or swept over. I guess I appreciate a lot of that is on me. Sort of put myself out there and say hi to people, say hi, I'm new to Anvil. But it's still quite a big thing for me. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably my biggest concern, I'd imagine.
I would recommend on the Thursday night, come over to my camp. A lot of the Hefty fam just turn up. They come and sit down by a fire. We've got the pub. We will have more than enough alcohol for everyone. I know that this event we've got 3 bottles of whiskey coming along, so I'm going to be very happy. I do like my whiskey. So I would say come along and say hi, because you can just come and sit down with us and you'll get to know people, and then you get random people just turning up. It's like, hi, I'm so and so, and yeah, have a drink, and everyone just chats. It's not all me centric. It's Hefty fam centric. So everyone's there. They all know each other through the Discord and through Twitch and YouTube and stuff. But it's all very much, they just get to know each other that way. So it's a really good thing to have, and it's really, really nice. And it also means I don't have to be social with everybody. I mean, I fucking hate people. It's great. It's really, really good because everybody's just there, and there's a lot of people just sat around chatting and chilling. It's really, really good. Pack some backup soft kit in case it rains. Yeah, that's a really good one. But yeah, I think just I think your fear. I mean, your fears and concerns are very, very definitely 100% valid. But I know from a lot of experience with a lot of other people who have the same fears and same worries. Yeah, you have got nothing to worry about at all. You really, really don't. So
That's reassuring. Thank you.
Based on a friend's experience, don't break your arm before time in. That's a good suggestion, Ben. Very good. As a person who likes a thought through background for myself concerning the amount of character background preparation, I say go with as much or as few as you feel comfortable and confident with. Might be just a very basic idea or something more fleshed out, whatever makes you feel prepared enough and comfortable yourself. And if you have an inspired idea, go for it, give it a try. Throw it overboard if you want to change after 10 minutes. 10 minutes into game, no problem. Yeah. That's it. But Bale, what do I regret from my first event? I joined the league. Whoa, that's a good one. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that. Dolly, 13 months. Hope you're well, sexy boy Steve. I'm very good, handsome. Thank you very much. I've been asleep most of the day. I've done well. So sorry, I'm a slow writer. Always late with advice. No, it's very valid advice, Steph. Don't worry. Beth says, I think I just started pissing down with rain. I found some nice people with a stove in their tent. See, that's a great one. Never seen them again. Take a moment for yourself to stand back, look, and take in the atmosphere. That's a brilliant bit of advice. I crash, and I crash hard. I'm a very social person, and I thrive on being out there and talking to people. On the Saturday evening, normally between 6 and 8 o'clock, my social tank is completely empty, and I just plummet massively. And I've been in mid conversation with people, and I've just stopped and said, "Yeah, I can't do this anymore. So I'm just going to go for a walk. I need to get away from everyone." And they'll go, "Okay, yeah, come and find us when you're sorted, and we'll still be here." And that's it. And I get up and I go. And the thing is, well, is that if you don't want to interact with people because you've crashed, you just say, "Not right now," and everybody will respect it. No one will push it. And if they do push it, then they're actually breaking the rules of the game. You're not allowed to hit them with anything, but I do advocate violence. don't hit them with anything. You can just say, look, not right now. I'm not in a good place, and everybody will let you just walk off. So you've got that, which is a really good thing. So I do tend to just wander off. If I'm wandering off, I like to go to the forge, and because you can just sit in a corner and people watch, which is quite fun. You can also I've left the field completely, and I've walked out of the game area, and I've just gone and stand up by a gate and just watched over everything, and just till I've sort of calmed down a bit. And I've also just gone and sat in one of the in-character bars in the marches. They're normally really good. And I think the last time I did that, it was last year, and I bought myself a pint in there. It's all homebrew, and it was absolutely gorgeous, their ale. And the guy behind the bar just said, "Are you alright?" And I said, "No, I've crashed." I said, "I just want to be by myself." It's like, oh, okay. And when people came into the bar, he was like, "It's like, okay, you can have drinks." And it's like, "Oh, can we go and sit anywhere?" And it's like, "You can go and sit anywhere, just not that table, or that table." So he literally gave me a buffer around me and wouldn't let anybody sit near me for like half hour. And then when I was listening into people's conversations and I looked a lot happier, he came over with a free drink and just sat with me and chatted to me for 20 minutes. And I tell you,
really nice.
saved my event. Really did, that guy. So yeah, so much time for the marchers. They are really, really good people over there. So you get a lot of stuff like that. So it's all very reassuring, and everybody is so supportive as well. Sorry, chat, I'm really far behind again. I will catch up with you, I promise. Dan says, always bring a mini med kit. Dan got a really bad injury at the event. He was fine. He is totally fine. Took him a week to recover, but he got shot in the face.
Wow. Okay.
And his eyeball, I think it tilted, I think is the phrase for it. So basically, he had to wear a patch for a week, and he was in A&E after the event. So he did an amazing job. He did so good. This is a really good bit of advice from Jess. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to make for fuck's sake, English, Steve. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to make the most of it. Just have fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a brilliant bit of advice. That is exactly, Beth. That really is a good one. I'm looking forward to those 2 bottles of whiskey. Yep. I think that the rest of the players are all friends you have yet to meet. That's a good way of thinking about it as well. After the very first Empire, I didn't know. I only knew like 5 people in that field. And then after the first event on Facebook, it's like you get 200 odd friend requests. I've deleted Facebook now, so it's fine. So it's such a strange one. It is such a strange one, Empire. But you'll meet people there who you won't see outside of the field. But when you see them in the field and you're saying hi, it's like hugs for everyone. So I'm a massive hugger. I am a big hugger. And I love the fact that I see people in the field who I don't see any other time. And it's like, I saw them yesterday. Mm. And you stop, you drink, you chat, you laugh, you hug. And it's great. It is such a good, friendly place. It really is. I found it's not like being at a party or some other activity where people are there expecting to just hang out with their friends. People really want to role play with new people, and it feels way easier just to walk up to say hi. Very right. Panda's got a good one. So, Ollie, with all my love, you will have no problem fitting in with a giant field of nerds. You really won't. You really, really won't. Sock-centric. For fuck's sake, Pete. It's so great you're bringing half a bottle of whiskey. I know, right, Bonham? It's good. It's dropping quite dramatically. So I've got a bottle that was put aside. Oh, I'll show you this. I'll show you this. So this was a bit of artwork that someone gave to me in the field. Artigan did that. So
Really
I keep all of that stuff. So I will be bringing. So I was given this. So I'll be bringing that bottle of whiskey because it is absolutely lovely. So we're all right. Yes, you are, Ryan. You are lovely, Ryan. From my own experience, you will absolutely find your place sooner or later, trust me. As a completely blind non-com player, I did. There you go. I mean, I can understand the anxiety and things like that. I mean, I have really bad anxiety. It's like, it's really dumb, but I've kind of got used to it now. When I started doing this, because I upload all these videos to YouTube, one of the videos gets a down vote. Someone dislikes it. Fuck me, that triggers me. It sends me off. It's just sort of like, what have I done wrong? It's like, do they hate me? But now it's just like, no, I know there are assholes out there who just want to dislike a video. So, but yeah, you will fit in massively. You're gonna do fine. You're definitely gonna do fine. Beth's got the bit between her teeth on this one. Honestly, just avoiding personal injury where possible. What, they're bringing a quarter bottle of whiskey, Bolam? Oh, for fuck's sake. Hitting people in silly masks with foam swords is a full contact hobby. Please take care. Yeah, pretty much. I know Helen was freezing for a good chunk of the event. Did she manage to have a good time? Sorry if it's been asked. I'm just in out because of the Babster going to sleep. Helen struggled with the event, not going to lie. She was freezing most of the time. It's probably my fault for forgetting our cloaks. So we went out and bought some from Romany Robes, some proper wool things, which did help, but it was just cold. It was very, very cold. And I think she was peopled out. And of course she was looking after me as well, and I was being a fucking idiot. So, because I'm not meant to do anything. I'm meant to still be resting up hard, and I'm not. I pushed myself way, way too hard, and yeah. And I think Helen felt drained because of all of that. But we'll have a better event at E2, I'm sure of it. But thank you for asking, though, Wook. I appreciate it. Back from dinner. Are we talking about spaces to recharge social batteries? Yes. Well, it's always valid. There is a triage tent in Dawn for this purpose. I had no idea. No idea about that. No idea. I'm so far behind on chat. I am so far behind on chat. This is unreal. Have you been keeping an eye on chat? Have you?
Sorry, got a cough there. Yes, I've been watching bits of it, but I didn't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's 'cause I've been seeing you chuckling away at stuff, and it's like I'm so far behind. LARP is holiday, not work. Yep, very much so. You'll have to let us know when where the triage tent in Dawn is, so can let you know. So I've got to do commission every 3 days. Oh, Pete, I was going to email you. I was going to message you about the axe as well that I want you to make for me. If you can. How does Hefty not have a sock, drugs, and sausage rolls t-shirt for the fun? That's a good one. I like that. Socks, drugs, and sausage rolls. I did the drawing, but I almost... Right, we're getting a lot of people joining now. Is this... Am I being bot raided? I know that's a thing that's happening a lot at the moment. Oh, I do hope not. Mods, keep your eyes open. It's whenever I see people join and they've got all the numbers behind their names. I will. Yeah, I keep it all at Elm. I love it. It's yeah, I really do like it so much. I keep a lot of the artwork. So it's like I've got one over there. I would lean over to get it, but my headphones won't let me stretch that far. 900. Well, I'm 6 followers away from hitting 1,000 now, but these, I don't know what's going on. Are they still joining?
Seems to be quite a lot coming up on the in there.
994 followers. Oh
There's your
shit!
follower goal.
Follower goal met. Thank you all the bots who just joined. Oh my god. Oh. Well, there we go. Hit the 1,000. Good thing that got brought up on the Concord community. Brace, prep, crotch, chest, shots for arrows. We'll have to talk about that. Yeah, because that's someone who receives a lot of pod shots at Empire. Fuck me, they're brutal. I got marched away by one of the refs in battle because he just said, "Look, just give up on firing, on going down that way." Because I literally just, I got 3 pod shots in a row. So a pod shot is being shot in the bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just picked me up and just said, "Look, I'm just going to walk you away. Book a day off Monday afterwards to recover." That's a great one.
I have done that. I booked
Good.
off the Thursday, Friday, and Monday.
Everybody has like a Sunday recovery thing as well. I'm gonna turn off my alert box because that's just in the way now. It's doing my head in seeing all of that. Let me know when it's stopped, chat. But yeah, so everybody has like a thing that to do on the Sundays because it's about recharging yourself. Because you'll be back at home and you need your little bit of space.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like for me on a Sunday, I'll get in and I mean with my wife and my daughter here, it's I order a takeaway and I've got loads of beers. So it's like 8 o'clock again. I'll start having a couple of beers. Get the takeaway, get the kebab, really dirty kebab in, and I'll start playing a computer game. And it's just like Helen knows that she's going to bed without me tonight, and I will be up until like 2, 3 in the morning, and because I need that detachment. Mm-hmm. Still, I need to just do that to recharge. So I need to be in my own space, and Helen is so supportive. She's wonderful for it. We did a thing saying everyone needs a Helen. They really, really do. Chat seems clean so far. Well, I mean, it's us clean so far. So yeah, cleanish. Yay for bots. But yeah, we've hit the follower goal. We did it. Yay. Yeah, I know. Here to sell you car insurance and Russian porn. Ah, Dawn. Funny enough, that was pretty much exactly what I was thinking. Viewer count is going up, but not as far as follower count. Okay, that's all good. Yeah, we can, Beth. Hi, Future Steve from Past Chat. I love that one. If you could do an archery chat stream, that would be amazing because it's my biggest worry about my first event. Yep, definitely. Definitely. That chuck me a message in the Discord, Neb, and I'll make that happen. I have 2 weeks booked after E2. I'm gonna be so relaxed. Snow Blossoms, that is. I mean, I'm unemployed, so I mean, I have a permanent relaxation session after Empire. But you're gonna be chilled. It's gonna be TMI for a lot of people, but I do apologise, Ollie, as well. I go off on so many tangents when I'm chatting.
It's okay.
With all the surgeries that I've had and stuff like that, I've not been able to have a shower or a bath, basically. I got a friend of mine, Joe, sent me a bath bomb. And it's so sad. I'm so excited about having my first bath and chucking in this. He sent me a little note. It says he actually put on it. I don't know if you'll be able to read it. Cedar bath bomb. Do not eat.
Right, very good words.
It smells amazing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that just to be able to relax as well. Helen just has work the next. Yeah, Helen's back at work on the Monday. But Helen doesn't need a Helen. She is a Helen. Yeah, I will forget it, Neb. So you must message me. There we go. Right, I've caught up with chat. Yes. Oh, man, so okay, so yeah, bots raided. That's fine. Okay, so right, what other questions have we got? Let's try to get back on track.
I mean, I think honestly we've covered most of them either through direct questions or through meandering. To be fair, I'm sorry if I've not had more questions
No,
for you.
it's fine.
Um,
Totally fine.
I mean, the only question I have is a very small, brief one. You mentioned the Thursday night um, drinking session, meeting up, saying, "Hey, is that in character or is that out of character
Nope,
at that
it's
point?"
all out of character.
Out of character.
So everybody will be there in normal clothes, sat around the fire, chilling with a beer, Coke, whatever they want to drink. There's a moth flying around me now. Dangerous Thursday. Oh.
And I'm good on the socks as well. I think I've got a fair understanding of the socks at this point.
Ben, you're getting such a slap. Um, so yeah, and timing's at 6 o'clock on the Friday. So during the day on Friday, your people will slowly get into kit as well. So singing Grease medleys and Disney theme songs, we don't. We used to do that sort of stuff to start off with, but we don't do it anymore. It's when you've watched. So a friend of mine called Justin, you can hear him literally. Where if he sings on one side of the field, you can hear him when you're on the other. It's absolutely criminal. We were stood outside the Forge, which is the actual built bar that they've got there, IC bar, and I think they were singing Queen, and he had enough, so he sang Under the Misty Mountains, song from The Hobbit, but he sang all 16 verses louder than they could in the pub. So they shut up and just listened, and he just didn't. He just kept on going, and it was a sight. So
I mean,
yeah, but
you have to listen at that point, really, don't you? 16 verses as well.
it's
You give the space.
yeah. Justin's awesome. You can't miss Justin either. He's 6'7", half Dutch, half Jamaican. He's the man's he's an absolute legend, and he's one of my closer friends as well. He's such a good guy. He pops down sometimes on the Thursdays as well, so I'm sure you'll meet him. But yeah, it's just you come down on the Thursdays and you just chill out, and it helps you relax as well. It sort of gets you into everything. I can turn my alert box back on. There you go, let's do that. Yet to exist. Thank you for the 200 bits. I really appreciate it. Might head off and try to sleep. 3:30 ish, Western Australia time. I'll be in touch with you. No worries, man. You look after yourself. Get some sleep, and I will speak to you soon. I'm sure. You'll hear it in your very soul for weeks after Empire. Nice to meet the Hefty family, even if you don't know them. I see. Yeah, it's really nice because you get moments where you recognise people that you've seen out of character, but because you don't know them in character, you just have to walk past them. Mm-hmm. So I'm a big fan of the subtle low five. So I walk past people who I don't know them in character, and it's just a little quick like slap of the hands as you walk past them. It's a really nice thing to do. It's a nice little nod and stuff. I approve of this message. But chatting to everybody on the Thursday nights is a lot of fun. And then on the Friday, where you'll see everybody starting to get into their kit and all of this. Petition to make Ya Ya Ding Dong the next Empire anthem. I have no idea what that song is, and I think I'm grateful by the sounds of that. So I can go for an hour and a half. So this is the longest stream I've done actually in a very long time. I don't have the energy normally, so this is I'm not exhausted. Like, well, I am exhausted. I'm always exhausted, but it's nice. So let's finish off with chat. So one last question for Ollie. Come on in, chat. Give us something, and then we'll go and raid because it's the good thing to do. Oh, don't worry, you're about to learn. No, I will avoid this like the plague, Dawn. I won't. I don't want to know what that song is, at all. I really don't. I'm sure I will eventually, because someone will sneak it in somewhere. I'll get my green screen stuff sorted. That's a good question. What's a target you are aiming to achieve?
In character or out of character?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, excellent.
Just go for both. Go for
Okay,
both.
so out of character, I guess it's just meet new people. Like make
Yeah.
new friends, get into the spirit of it, and hopefully enjoy myself for the weekend. In character, so my character is Theodore Brewer. He's from a family of brewers from Lacra. Um, I've done a little bit of backstory there, but he's spent most of his life watching ventures pass through the port, hearing these great stories, and as he's gotten older, he has to do it himself now. He set off on this knight errant quest to do a test of metal and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I think the immediate goals is to be recognised by a noble house, and look to be appropriately welcomed or offered into that house. That's the first milestone, as it were. The sort of in character life goal, as it were, is that Theodore wants to achieve something that is so good, so renowned, that his family back home hear about it before
Yeah.
he gets home. That's the kind of main goal here. So yeah, that's what I'm writing for.
That's really, really cool.
Yes, notice to be noble senpai.
Fuck's sake, Panda. Best nation. I might be biased. I think, yeah, everyone's biased to their own nation. I'm not. I'm in Wintermark, and I still reckon Navarra the best nation. That's worthy of glory. That's really good. I think a lot of people turn up with ideas of just I want to just be, I just want to meet people, or I think my favourite one that I've ever heard was I just want to get through the first event, and that's perfectly valid as well. But I think getting to know a house is a very good idea, especially for Dawn, because it feels like new players for Dawn might be a little bit harder than other nations, where they don't do a chat and like a moot sort of thing. So I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think that's a really good idea, a really solid idea. So I think there'll be plenty of people there. We'll chuck you at the egregore as well. They'll help you out. Yeah. So the egregores are like the spirit. They're the NPC spirits of the nation.
Okay.
So I think Dawn has 2. Wintermark has 3, and all that. So take it easy, CJ. Have a good evening, buddy. So there's a lot of stuff there that you can do and people to talk to. The only time Dawn come together en masse is when loads of them die. So more or less every season. This is true as well. They don't do themselves justice in battle because they're a bit shit, really. Yeah, they've become the new Wintermark of battles, to be honest. So I think you'll do. I mean, just from talking to you, this is in 1 hour and 40. It's I think you're going to hit the ground running. I think you'll settle in very quickly, a lot quicker than you will realise, to be honest. So I think you'll settle in, and once you're talking to some people at a fire, they'll point you out, or the egregores will introduce you to people. You're going to be fine. You really are going to be fine. If you find that you are struggling, then I say this to everybody. Even in character, come over and find me, and just go. hi, Steve, I'm struggling a bit with this. I've done this before, and I will always do this because it's who I am. 3, an earl, a questing knight, and a minstrel troubadour. 3 egregores. Yeah, just come over and find me, and just like I'm struggling to meet people because I know enough people in Dawn, and I will take you over, and I can just say hi. So a new player, are you okay if he sits with you, and just chills, and I'll do it out of character, and then you can just be sat there, and then they will get you involved, because I've done it before, and it's a really easy way of doing things as well, because there are some really good people in Dawn. It's just a case of finding them, which can be the difficult bit sometimes. I'm not saying everybody's not amazing in Dawn. Don't get me wrong. There are some cunts in Dawn. There really are, but there are cunts in every nation. But it's just a case of needing them to be at that fire at that point, or needing them to actually be around when you are as well. So it's just that initial introduction is all that's needed. And a lot of the times, meet new people, and they will introduce you to a load of other people, and they'll all want to know stuff, and you'll find that you'll meet more people and more people and more people, and then you'll be settled and you'll be set. But you're going to be fine. You're really going to be fine. And besides, you come to the Hefty fan meet on the Thursday, you're going to meet Ben and Dawn, so that they're both in Dawn as well, and they are very good people. Ben's getting a slap because he won't shut up about socks, but he'll accept it. He'll enjoy it. I know he'll enjoy it. So he'll be totally fine. I promise you. I know you will be.
Thank you.
So, do you play like tabletop and stuff like that at all?
I do. Yes, yeah. I've done that for quite a long time. So I'm quite comfortable.
Yeah, a lot of D&D.
Quite a broad mix over the years, certainly. Yeah. But I'd just like to sort of before you raid out, and I just want to say thank you so much to yourself for the time this evening, and also to everybody in your chat in the Hefty fam. It's been really, really lovely to have this reassurance and this information.
Don't say that. It'll all go straight to their head. I mean, for fuck. Fuck you, chat. How dare you? Overstepping your bounds. Love you too, Ben. But no, they are. We dare. Yeah, they are great. I mean, I can't count the amount of times when I would have jacked everything in and just given up if it wasn't for them. So it's the good thing about this community is that everyone helps everyone, and everyone's so supportive. It's fantastic. So when I say like LARP is a really supportive place, and that it's just a really good community, and I'm so grateful for it. So it's fantastic to see, and it's fantastic to have around. It's really really good. Right, so we've got to go and raid. For some reason, I don't know what's going on with Discord. It cuts out now, so the cameras will vanish. But we're going to go and raid. Has been as directed. So go and do the thing. So Pad Thai's awesome. I don't think they're wearing their ears this time. But Ollie, thank you so much for coming on, my friend. This has been really good. Chat. Don't know what to say to you lot at the moment. The socks went too far. Too many socks for me. At least no one said pog. I was alright with that. Fucking hate that word.
So we don't do poggers or pogchamp here then.
No, my God, no. Ladies taters. But yeah, go and spread all the love to Pad Thai. I believe they're coming to the next event. So yeah, go and show all the love. And I'll see you all soon. And ta-ra.
Thank you all.
There you go.
Ah.
Stop.